Hi everyone. So I hope you all are fine. In last class, we have discussed different issues. We have discussed self-directed learning. We have discussed simulation, the method of training. So in this class, we will discuss some other important topics as well. The next method for that is case study. Actually, we all know, as it's very clear from case study, from its name. Sorry, it's a case has been given. You have discussed cases, different case studies in classes so far. You're in 8th semester. You have discussed case studies. You are given a case, then there are certain questions you need to answer. Or there are certain information needed in the case. You need to do that. It's only the purpose is to use your knowledge, but mostly in some part the questions are a little bit different. The words have been different, so it's not easy to find in paragraph the same words. Especially when you are giving IELTS tests or TOEFL tests, you see you have been given a scenario or a case, then there's a questions. So when you read the questions, the wording has been different, so they have changed the words as well. So this is another method of learning, of training, which companies are using. It's basically the case has been given to you, and you need to evaluate or analyze the case and find out, do the critical analysis. Especially when you're doing strategic management or any other, they give you a case study, you read the case study, then you analyze or find the problem. Then you analyze or evaluate the problem, find the solution for it. That's a different scenario when you're dealing with the case study. So let's read the slide. Case study is a description about how employees or an organization deal with a difficult situation. Trainees are required to analyze and critique the action taken, indicating the appropriate action and suggesting what might have been done differently. So you read the case, as I have discussed before. You read the case, you see what they are asking you, you find the solution for it. You are suggesting that this is how we need to do, these are the problems, these are the solution, these are the methods, these are the options available. So you read the case and then analyze the solution, and then analyze the problem, and then think about in finding new solutions. I still remember one of our case in bachelor degree was a Turkcell company in Turkey, that they have given us a case study that you need to find the strategic problem for the company and also solutions. So that's how case studies are working. A major assumption of the case study approach is that employees are most likely to recall and use knowledge and skills if they learn through a process of discovery. Cases may be especially appropriate for developing higher order intellectual skills such as analysis. There might be different cases available. There might be for evaluation, for analysis, for finding facts in figures, in everything. So that case study can be used in different format. So let me take this here. So that's these skills are often required by manager, physicians, and other professional employees. Cases also help trainee develop the willingness to take risks given a certain outcome based on their analysis of the situation. Effectively, so it might be effectively. Okay, so analysis of the situation. So case study might sometimes it might be what we call it a risky process, because once you have read the case and you come up with a solution and you have provided the solution, but it didn't work, so it might be risky, or that solution have destroyed everything, or something might happen. So it's quite risky process. So how case study works, that's the first part. Identify a story where you what do you call it, where you find the real problem, real case, gather information. You're including in collecting information. So we will discuss all points in detail. So it's all: prepare a story outline, design an administrative issue, and prepare case material. So these are the different processes which will happen in case studies. So the first step is the process is to identify problem or situation. So it's important to consider, so it's very easy. The first stage, as I said, you find or identify the problems, the case, and also or situation regarding the case. It's important to consider if the story is related to the instructional objective, will provoke a discussion, force decision making, can be told in a reasonable time period, and is generalizable to the situation that trainees may face. Information on the problem or situation must also be readily accessible. The next step is to research documents, interview participants, and obtain data that provide the detail of the case. The third step is outline the story and link the detail and exhibit the to relevant point in the story. Fourth, the media used to present the case should be determined. Also, at this point in case development, the trainer should consider how the case exercises will be conducted. This may involve determining if trainees will work individually or team. So these are I think very simple points. There's no need of explaining it. So these are very simple points. There's no what we call it, there's I don't think so we need to go more deep into it, because it's simple as it's work like a case study. Then the trainer will decide whether it's need to be conducted individually, or in how they will conduct that. Will they make a team, how they will report the analysis, how they will do the figures, everything. So it depends on the trainer how it works. Because you see in the class sometimes lecturers are giving you a case study in order to deal it with a group of students. So sometimes it might be a personal case study, or a group case study, or individual case study. So it depends on the trainer how they conduct and do the training. Finally, individual and how the student will report their analysis. Finally, the actual case material need to be prepared. This includes assembling exhibit, figures, table, articles, job description, etc., writing the story, preparing questions to guide trainees' analysis in writing an interesting, attention getting case opening that will attract trainees' attention and provide a quick orientation to the case. So that's all about the process of case study. Now the next thing, I think let me come to the case study. We will discuss a few points. In some classes, some students they really enjoy case studies. I don't remember which class I was teaching, and I have given them certain case study. They were very happy regarding the outcome, because they think that it helps us to read and evaluate and do the analysis, different tasks and different things, group discussion, everything. So it helps them to build and learn new skills. For example, in some cases they give you time, they give you a case study and they give you, for example, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to prepare yourself. So it's like a deadline. This is 10 minutes, so you must read the case, you must analyze the case, you must read the questions, what's happening, what needs to be asked. So they are giving you a short period of time to learn your to know your skills and to know your abilities. So as you all know that you might have given TOEFL test or IELTS test, you see that certain everything goes on timing. So they give you a case or a scenario, whatever, so you need to discuss. They will give you some sort of timing and issue or guidelines. So some students, they really love case study, but I think in the class case study is one of the difficult tasks, I think, because you have to read the whole case and learn what's happening regarding the case, and then analyze the case, then find the solution, find the problems, and find and suggest solutions for the company. So that's why case studies are a very effective tool as well for career or skill building. So if you are analyzing a case, for example, in first days you are analyzing the whole case in 30 minutes, day by day when you are analyzing, reading more cases, it will come slowly. For example, next time you will read the same case and analyze it in 25 minutes, then it will come too. So because your reading skills, your analysis skills, your evaluation skills will increase, so you will learn how to evaluate cases, how to analyze the case, and how to understand and find the solution for the case studies. So the next one we are having is business games. Business games are normally for what we call it top level management. Sometimes companies are using they are required to find analyze the information and take decision. It mainly used for management skill development, so it's can be used. They are having a different part of the game, so they are making different aspect like labor relationship, employees relationship, how to have business ethics, different sort of marketing, finance. They are making a type of game, so you can learn these skills. So let's read the slide. Business game require trainees to gather information, analyze it, and make decisions. Yes, so business game are primarily used for management skill development. When you want to develop your management skills, games stimulate learning because participants are actively involved, and because games mimic the competitive nature of the business. The types of decision that participant makes in games include all aspects of management practices: labor relationship, agreement and contract negotiation, ethics, marketing, the price to charge for a new product, and financing the purchase of new technology. So these are all related to a business game, so you are actually playing it. Typical games have the following characteristics. The game involves contest among trainees or team of trainees, or against an established criterion such as time or quantity. The game is designed to demonstrate an understanding of or application of a knowledge, skills or behavior. Several alternative courses of action are available to trainees, and trainees can estimate the consequences of each alternative, but only with some uncertainty. Trainees do not know for certain what the consequences of their action will be, because the consequences are partially based on the decision of other game participant. Finally, rules limit participant behavior. So that's all regarding business games. So let me see if there is a so you see that this is a type of game you are playing. So in that you will learn different aspects of management, labor relationship, game, different behavior, contract negotiation, price, everything is based on game. Some companies are using this type of training purposes. They're using this for training, so employees are getting trained by different ways. So that's another way of training employees. That's another method of employees training, business games. So you can check, you can watch some videos, if I think might be available in YouTube, how business games works, so it will be very clear. So what we have discussed so far, it depend on companies, it depend, as I have said, it depend on availability of resources, it depend on budget, it depend on technology, it depend on companies, which company use which type of training they want. On the job training, they give them offline training, they give them online training, they give them access, they are giving them self-directed learning. What type of training they are using, it depend on different countries and different companies, different things. For example, as I have said, technology, internet is very expensive here in Afghanistan. So if you find in other country, it's very cheaper. Mostly it costs very let's compare Pakistan. In Pakistan, I think 50 GB or 40 GB cost 400 Pakistani rupees, which is 200 Afghani. Imagine you get 50 GB internet and 400 Afghanis. So now you are paying 500-600 for 5 GB or 4 GB internet. So if the internet is available, everything is available, so they use internet. If it's nothing is available, we don't have the technology, everything, then you can go for another method of training, which is effective, efficient, and cost effective for the company as well. Then you decide which way to go. The next one type of training is role plays. Role plays, I think it's very clear from the name. You're playing a role in a specific scenario or in a specific case, from different purposes and different things. So you are playing actually the same role as a doctor, especially you find this in what we call it, movie stars, these singers, dancers, and these things. They're doing everything on role play. They learn certain skills, how to talk, how to come in front of the camera. They give them a role, and they're playing a role of father, a role of whatever, a brother, a role of a sister, a role of a mother. Then they learn slowly, they build up their skills, so they come on the screen. So role play is very simple. It's a type of training where they give you different roles. For example, one is a customer service. For example, one is on front desk, one is cleaner, one is manager. So they give you a role and you are playing, so they, in order to build and learn new skills, in order to also develop your career. So let's say role plays have trainees act out characters assigned to them. So it's simple. The different character have been assigned, as I have explained. Information regarding the situation, example, work or an interpersonal problem, is provided to the trainees. Role play differ from simulation on the basis of response choices available to the trainees and level of detail of the situation given to the trainees. Role play may provide limited information regarding the situation, where the information provided for simulation is usually quite detailed. So simulation, which we have discussed, is a detailed information that they are getting. A simulation focuses on physical responses, example, pull a lever, move a dial, or whatever. Role play focus on interpersonal response, example, ask for more information, resolve the conflict. In simulation, the outcome of the trainees' responses depend on a fairly well-defined model of reality. If a trainee in a flight simulator decreases the angle of the flaps, that action influences the direction of the aircraft. In a role play, outcomes depend on the emotional and subjective reaction of the other trainees. So that's called role play. So for role play to be effective, trainer needs to be needs to be engaged in several activities before, during, and after the role play. So before doing the role play, after and during the role play, what do you need to do? Before role play, it's critical to explain the purpose of the activity to the trainees. So why we are doing certain activities in the class, why we are playing role playing in the class. So you need to explain the reason, the purpose behind the role play, why you are playing this, why you need to provide this type of role play, this type of scenario, this type of character, what's the reason behind. So you need to explain these points in details. This increases the chance that they will find the activity meaningful and be motivated to learn. So they will have a clear image before doing any type of role play. They will know what's the reason behind the role play and what they will learn. Second, the trainer needs to clearly explain the role play, the character roles, in the time allotted for the activity. So how much time they have, what they need to do, everything. A short video may also be valuable for quickly showing trainee how the role play works. So in certain, as I said, if every time if the company is providing same type of training, so they don't need to explain, so they can just make a short informational video, 1 minute or 50-second or 1 minute video, to explain the reason behind the role play, the character, what they have learned, what they will learn, and also the effectiveness of the role playing session. During the activity, the trainer needs to monitor the time, degree of intensity, and focus of the group intention. And also so that's all regarding hands-on methods which we have discussed: simulation, self-directed learning, case study, role play, business games. So these are different methods regarding hands-on methods. So now let's come to the last one, which is group building method. Group building methods is usually a group of people that they learn new skills, and they provide a training program for a group of people. So that's all about group methods. So group method, building method, or training method designed to improve team or group effectiveness. So if there are certain jobs that are related to groups, a team is working for that purpose. It's not a job of a single person, it's a job of whole team. So how, it's not just you train a single person, everything will be solved. No, you must train the whole team, because it depends on each other. It's linked, the job has been linked between each other. Let's say what we call it plane, pilot, steward, others, the person who closed the gate outside, it's all work as a team. It's not a single person. So if a pilot is, everything is fine, and they don't know what's happening in the cabin, they don't know every plane is ready to fly or whatever, so it's not a person, it's a teamwork. So training is directed for improving the trainees' skills as well as team effectiveness. In group building method, trainees share idea and experiences, build group identity, understand the dynamic of interpersonal relationship, and get to know their own strengths and weaknesses and those of their co-worker. Group techniques focus on helping teams increase their skills for effective teamwork. A number of training techniques are available to improve work group or team performance, to establish a new team, or to improve interaction among different teams. All involve examination of feeling, perception, and belief about the function of the team, discussion and development of plans to apply what was learned in the training to the team performance in a work setting. Group building methods include adventure learning, team learning, and action learning. So these are group building: adventure learning, team training, and also action learning. So let's first one we have, which we need to discuss, adventure learning. So you know what is adventure: going for a picnic outside. You just, there are different physical activities. You go on mountain trekking, climbing, in all these adventure scenarios. So they provide you a training in adventure. So let's see, Adventure learning focuses on the development of teamwork and leadership skill through structured activities. Adventure learning includes wilderness training, outdoor training, drums, circles, and even cooking classes. Adventure learning appear to be best suited for developing skills related to group effectiveness such as self-awareness, problem solving, conflict management, and risk taking. So there is I haven't searched regarding that, but there is one of my friends said that in Switzerland there is a place called I don't know, mind something psychology. They give you a map, they give you everything. It's like adventure. You go there, you switch off your phone, everything, you go, and for 1-2 weeks you are in the valley, you are in the jungle. It shows, the book shows you where you need to find fruits you need to eat, where you need to get a ship there and cross the river, where you need to go, where is the place where you can sleep safely. 2 weeks you are alone or with a group of individuals. You are going there and you see problems, how to solve problems, you see the map. The target is, for example, 10 kilometers away from you is a place where you can sleep, then you can wake up, there is a place where you get a shower, then you go, and all these things are tracked. So in order to what do you call it, your mind, they test your mind and everything. So that's called adventures. Adventure learning may involve challenging physical activities such as dog sledding or mountain climbing. Adventure learning can also use structured individual and group outdoor activities such as wall climbing, rope courses, trust falls, ladder climbing, and traveling from one tower to another using a device attached to a wire that connects the two towers. So different type of adventurous activity you can find that companies are using in one adventure learning program. So this is an example. A chili restaurant manager was required to scale a 3-story high wall. About 2/3 of the way from the top of the wall, the manager became very tired. She successfully reached the top of the wall using the advice and encouragement shouted from the team member on the ground below. When asked to consider what she learned from the experience, she reported that the exercise made her realize that reaching personal success depends on other people. At her restaurant, everyone has to work together to make the customer happy. So that's adventure. So she's a manager, she's climbing the wall, and everyone is shouting from the bottom, yes, you can do it, come on, and do these words. So they motivate her. So what happened in order to achieve goals? So the result behind all is that in order to make your customer happy, in order to satisfy their needs and wants, and also in order to achieve the goals and objective of the company, you need to do, you need to work together as a team. So that's one example. So let me see, I think there's 2 more slides which we need to consider. The next one is team training. Team training, yes. So as we have discussed that there, team training, when you're providing a type of training for the whole team, as we have discussed. So let's read, and there are certain examples which one member of the team will affect, their job will affect the other members as well. So there is an example which will be very clear. So once we read this, then it's very easy to understand. Team training coordinates the performance of individuals who work together to achieve a common goal. Components of team performance: knowledge, attitude, and behavior. The behavioral requirement means that the team member must perform action that allow them to communicate, coordinate, adopt, and complete complex tasks to accomplish their objective. So I think it's very simple. The knowledge component requires team member to have mental model or memory structure that allow them to function effectively in anticipated or new situation. Team member believe about the task and feeling towards each other related to the attitude component. Team moral, cohesion, and identity are related to team performance. So this is example. Let's say in the military as well as the private sector, nuclear power plant, commercial airline, much work is performed by the crew, group, or team. Successful performance depends on coordination of individual activity to make decision, on team performance, on readiness to deal with the potentially dangerous situation. Example: an overheating nuclear reactor. Research suggests that the team they are effectively trained develop procedure to identify and resolve errors, coordinate information gathering, and reinforce each other. So as you see that planes, power plants, commercial airplanes, as I've said, are all working as a team. So one person is responsible for everything regarding their performance, their job, and many other aspects of a business. So what you need to do is a type of teamwork. So everyone needs to be involved in a teamwork. Everyone needs to understand what's happening. Everyone needs to see the situation behind the training sessions, and most of them needs to understand the research, the information gather, what they have gathered, the dangerous situation that they will face, like overheating nuclear reactor. If there is overheating, so what will happen? The whole nuclear plant will destroy. As a team, what needs to be happen? They needs to work together. So in order to control the situation, and also in order to solve the issue. If one of them is not working properly, so the whole plant might go. So as I said, in commercial planes and others, there is a crew responsible, stewards and other pilots, assistants, everyone. They all work as a team, so they can have a safe flight, and they can take their customer on time to their, and also reach them to their destination. So that's all about team training. So let's see what's there. This is an example. United Airlines is sending its supervisor or lead ramp employee to pit instruction and training, which focus on a preparation, practice, and teamwork of NASCAR pit crew. United is using the training to develop standardized method to safely and more efficiently unload, load, and send off its airplane. So how to load, unload the plane and everything. So this is a type of training facilities that they need to provide for their employees. Pit Instruction is a company in training located outside North Carolina. Has a quarter-mile racetrack and a pit road with a place for 6 cars. The school offer program to train new racing pit crews, but most of its business comes from companies interested in teaching their team to work as safely, efficiently, and effectively as NASCAR pit crew do. NASCAR pit crews work safely, quickly, and efficiently because each crew member knows what task to do: change tires, use air guns, add gasoline, clean up spill. And after the crew member have finished servicing the race car, they move new equipment into position in anticipation of the next pit stop. So you see that it's a working as a team. One person is responsible for cleaning up sales spills, one is responsible for gasoline, another is responsible for air gun. So in the same time, what happened? Their job has been done more safely, quickly, and efficiently, what the companies want. So that's why they are providing type of training, team training, so everyone can do. For example, if one guy is very good in adding gasoline, the three others changing tires and air guns and others are not effective or not efficient. They don't know what they do. So what will happen? It will delay the work, it will take time, and all this face the problem. So at that time the job will not be safe, or it will not be efficient. So in order to have a safely, quickly, and efficiently, they need to train their employees certain skills. So that's a type of training. So that's what we have discussed in last 2 weeks, last week and this week, the different methods of training. So as I've said, let me review this. What we have discussed today, in this week we have discussed self-direct learning, we have discussed simulation, we have discussed case study, we have discussed business games, we have discussed role play, we have discussed group building methods, the type. Then in group building method you find team training. That's it. So I will see if one topic or something left, so we can discuss that in coming weeks. So as I have said before, it's very important. It depends on which type or which method is more effective for you, then you can choose that type of method. In certain cases, as I said, adventures that they are making, some restaurant that they give type of adventure, they are providing type of training, they give them a type, for example, how to cook for example a cake in this much minute. All cookers are allowed to cook in this is a type of playing games they are doing, so learn, so they can how to make a delicious cake in, let's for example, 15 minutes. So it's a type of game. People are using team training, as I said, for crews, for others, for certain environment. Team playing is very important. It's not only, the job is not only dependent on a single person, it depends on a whole team. So whole team is responsible for the training. So as I said earlier, in other classes, it depends on companies, it depends on availability of resources, which type of training is more efficient. If you are a person, we have discussed training evaluation, we have training design and everything. So if you are a person responsible for training in a company, you need to see which method is more effective, which method is more efficient, and which method is less time consuming, and also which method is less costly for the company and more efficient for the employees. So you go through it, you see the training need assessment, which we have discussed, you do that, and then finally you come to methods, choose the method, then you can apply that method in a company, so in order to have a better result. So if you do your training need assessment properly, then you do your training evaluation, everything on proper professional manner, then you choose a type of training, which method you are choosing, then you see the result. Where is the problem? Have you achieved the result? Have you reached the target or not? If you didn't meet the target or you didn't achieved it, then it will be a waste of time and waste of money that you have spent. So that's it. Inshallah, next week we will see if something left on training development method, we will discuss that, or else we will move to another topic.